Hey everybody. Had a audio mishap that put me back 15 minutes. Sorry about that. It suddenly put me in there twice, and it was like this weird mirror image thing going back and forth where I was my own guest, and it was like David Byrne interviewing himself or something. Couldn't figure it out, so I had to just start a whole new project and get it going, and now it's working just fine. Anyway, had a really nice Thanksgiving, uh, couple of couple of nice dinners with my brother's new family and my girlfriend's family. Two separate dinners. It was really nice, and lots of good food, lots of good cheer. Lots of movies. It's nice to be able to, when it gets cold out, you're kind of like, hey, this is one of the few things that's open. So anyway, we saw a couple of big time, went out to see Moana with the kids, and that was fine. It was great to see in the theater, but just cool commercial movie. Really fun to see with Pacific Islanders though. Her family has roots in Fiji, so it was cool to kind of see it from that point of view, where it was like, all right, here's some representation, even if it is Disney or whatever, over the top. But yeah, we had an interesting conversation about that, actually, that we were talking about dolls of color. Having a doll that was black or black hair, brown skin, and the kids were talking about how they didn't when growing up. Later on, some of the older kids connected, but a lot of them didn't like those dolls, which I just thought was like wild to think, like, huh. Yeah, they were telling me that it didn't look right or something, and I was like, that is something to go chew on for sure. Anyway, after all the kind of commercial hits that we went out to go see, there's one of them I saw that kind of just, it was a last minute decision because there was nothing else that was playing at that time that we wanted to go see, and it was Heretic was playing, and it was like, wow, that movie is really really far out. I loved the idea of a atheist serial killer. I feel like that's kind of not been explored as much, and which is interesting because atheists, I think, are known for being some of the more hateable people on the planet. Me, being one of them, but it is kind of known for being people that sort of like to, jump out of the bushes and take your soul away. But anyway, yeah, this movie, he explored a lot of like really interesting truths about religion, but was just such a cruel person that it undid so much of what he was talking about, and made you definitely think about what's the point, and also made me think about why how atheism is a religion itself, in a way. People who, some of the largest atheist populations have been people who had religion. Russia, for example, had its religion outlawed, and so now you have like the largest atheist population in the world there. You can see kind of spreads almost like its own religion. Anyway, yeah, really interesting movie, and also saw. I'm thinking of Ending Things. It's on Netflix right now, and that is a really intense watch as well. Don't want to give it away, but it's a type of movie that is extremely confusing the first time through, and really comes together on a second viewing. It's actually really fun on a second viewing because you're kind of like, oh, I see it now. I see it. Yeah, check that one out. Yeah, so I've noticed doing a podcast for a year or whatever this is, live stream, that patterns kind of emerge. You know, there's what you would like to do and what you kind of dream about doing, and you know where you see it going, and then there's, you know, what you can do. And so one of the patterns I've noticed emerge is that, you know, like being a spontaneous musician, I like to do my podcasts, you know, spontaneously. Things that are on my mind, you know, just kind of come up here, and you know, I write some things down throughout the week, but for the most part, I'm you know, going off the dome, which is interesting. You know, I like to kind of load up, you know, like, and then unload, and that's sort of how a lot of the musicians that I know, how we play. We you know, load up with information, load up with ideas, load up with inspiration, and then you know, and then you show up and you let it go. You know, you don't necessarily show up with an agenda of like, this is what I want to. These are the licks I want to play today. You know, I think instead what you do is you show up and try to simmer in the moment. So yeah. So with that, I think I'd like to try and work with that spontaneous nature in the pod in the future here, and but actually record more in the next year, and just release it at a certain time. I was thinking about the Catching You Up with Nadav show, and on Thanksgiving Day, I think he released a video about podcast microphones, and it was kind of, he could tell he was kind of giggling towards the end of the video, like, yeah, this is what I'm doing. I'm doing a video about podcast microphones, and he seemed a little bit that he thought that was funny that he would be doing that at, you know, at a time of the year like Thanksgiving. And so, yeah, I think, you know, his motto is, you know, we never miss uploads. And I think maybe from time to time, you know, I'd like to start putting out more quality product, and, you know, miss the upload if I have to, and try to put something else out that's a little bit more refined and edited. One of the reasons that I haven't had guests as much on lately is because, you know, sometimes the topics have veered off into stuff that I start going like, you know, I'd love to talk about this, but we are trying to keep a YouTube channel going, and I'm just paranoid that that something's going to get me in trouble or get the page removed or something. I'll come back and nothing's there, you know, or, you know, get me hit with a, you know, round of angry comments, you know, but anyway, so yeah, I'm doing it by myself. I can at least sort of control what I'm going to say next. But yeah, if I was recording more, then I could, you know, do an interview with somebody, and if something really regrettable came up, we could we could move around that. So stay tuned. I'm gonna keep this thing going. Try to keep improving and continue to find direction. It's been fun to get more comfortable with the whole thing, and it's been comfortable to kind of. It's been cool to get comfy with it. That's what I can say, is that it's been nice to. That's been the biggest experience of the last year, is just getting comfortable with everything coming together. I'm gonna put some dates up here, and so 2:00 today we should have Steve Cleveland, Patrick Harry coming by. To play some tunes for everybody. I'd like to play for an hour. And I've been reading music more, trying to start out every morning with a little bit of reading tunes, and I'm thinking the next year I'm going to start, when it comes to my own personal practice, I think I'm going to put my effort towards songs, tunes, and recording, so basically reading and writing, is what I've been thinking about, is that, I've done a lot of practicing my scales and my chords and all that stuff, and I think right now I'd like to start putting it together more, let's play some real tunes, get some real repertoire, really learn these melodies, and something a little bit more solid in the world. I've really enjoyed, playing the elements of music for a long time, and now more and more I'm wanting to put it together into something real. Do check out some of the dates I got coming up. Big one, December 8th, 5 to 7 Lynn Street, Din. This has been the band's never sounded better. It's just been really great to have everybody really getting into the swing of things. We've really got a nice group sound together where we can improvise and add and subtract all over the place that anything we want to do, as well as we've got having a lot of nice tight arrangements at this point. So we kind of stretch out, and then we tighten up, and we stretch out and we tighten up, and it's been beautiful. So I hope you can come join us for a show. December 8th would be great. We're going to be doing some holiday music, all very danceable and beautiful, and then everyone will be singing more, and that's been great, having the vocals change up. Whenever you switch up the vocalists, it's a real chance to kind of genuinely change feels without seeming too abrupt. So it'd be one thing if I went from like a Django Reinhardt, gypsy jazz kind of thing, went right to a country song. It might seem a little abrupt, but if you switch singers, boom, it suddenly just really works well. December 15th, Northwest Temple will be at Bethel. Those are really fun shows. We drink wine, we play jazz, and we have a great time. That's actually off the table. We're going to be playing with Dave Ricketts. Let's see, I'm going to just edit this thing real quick. I believe we're playing 3 to 5 on December 22nd. We're playing at Strum Guitars, which is a really cool place. If you've never been, it has a whole bunch of vintage guitars, acoustic, electric, some vintage, some handmade, local guys that are really doing some cool stuff. Amplifiers, old amplifiers, new amplifiers, boutique amplifiers, funky amplifiers. Some kind of oddball instruments in there as well. Tenor guitars and things. It is a really cool shop. A great way to swindle people out of all their money with putting beer and excellent, drool-worthy guitars all over the place, and then giving people a beer and going like, "Yeah, I think I'm gonna make that. I think I'm gonna make that rash decision before it's too late." I love it. It's a great place to play, and a great business model. Strum guitars, and yeah, that may be it. I'm gonna have to check in about a thing and then get back to you guys about that thing. So anyway, you may have noticed in the background here, I'm playing the Northwest tempo at Mount Carmel. This was from last night. Let's take a listen to that, shall we? All right, that's fun. Well, thanks everyone. That was the Northwest Tempo over there at the church shows that we do, doing our jazz thing. Come check out those shows. We got another one at Bethel on the 15th. And yeah, catch you next time.